Anyway, this man is on the left. Wow. My next guest is the man on the left of this picture. In the history of professional... Oh, here we go. Ha! These test shows are important, you know, to kind of get the bugs out. This man has been knocked out on all 6 continents and is a fascinating and very entertaining fellow. Please welcome Bruce the Mouse Strauss.
Hi, Bruce. Good to meet you, sir. Come on over here.
Thank you very much for being here. It's a fascinating story. You have an interesting life, and to help me try and sort through this, how long have you been a professional fighter?
10 years now, Dave.
10 years. And you've had more fights than... How many fights have you had?
Well, I've had over a couple hundred fights.
Mm-hmm. And what is your one-lost record?
Well, I've won about 100 fights, and I've lost about 100 fights.
All right, now, just to start off, let's put this in perspective.
You have to win now and then to keep saleable to promoters.
That's right, and that's what you do. You're an opponent. You supply the opposition.
Right.
In yourself. What weight class do you fight in?
I fight in a few different weight classes, David. If you're an opponent and you're trying to make a living, you got to be versatile. You got to put weights in your pants once in a while.
You have to put weights in your pants.
Oh, you got to do it, yeah.
You've actually fought as a heavyweight?
Oh, yes, I have.
And how did you do that? With the...
I did it not well.
But
I showed up.
How did you make the weight?
I put weights in my pants.
And nobody checked?
Nobody checked, but the weight almost fell out, so that was tough.
Okay, so to put this in perspective, Marvin Hagler, in 13 years of professional fighting, has been in 66 fights.
Yeah.
You've been in 200. Muhammad Ali, 21 years of prize fighting, 61 fights. Joe Louis, 17 years of fighting, 66 fights. So you've almost fought as much as these 3 guys combined. Actually, you've fought more than these 3 men combined.
Well, you got to make a living, David. Unfortunately, I don't get the paydays they get.
That's right. Now, what kind of purses do you fight for?
Well, I once fought for $10,000, but that was my maximum. Usually, I only fight for a couple grand.
And sometimes you fight more than once in a week?
Oh, I fought 3 times in 1 week before. I fought twice in one night before, Dave.
Twice in one night?
Yes. Twice in one night. It was a tough night.
And how are you able to do this?
Well, the time I fought twice in one night, I was on a preliminary fight. And after I got knocked out in the preliminary fight, the main event fighter got cold feet and left. So I told the promoter, hey, why don't you, I'll just go as my twin brother. I'll change my trunks, and we got nothing to lose. So I went in, I got paid twice that night.
And how did you do in that bout?
I got knocked out also.
Now, when you say knocked out, were you really knocked unconscious?
Well, usually what I do, David, I have a little bit of a trick. I go out there and I punch as hard as I can for as long as I can.
Right.
And in the meantime, my opponent is pacing himself to go 10 rounds. I'm only out there throwing for about 3 rounds, and then I run out of gas, and then I look for a soft place on the canvas. So it's like, David, if you're racing a mile and you're sprinting the first 100 yards, you're going to be winning before you quit.
Right.
So many times I buff up my opponents worse than I get buffed up when I, in fact, get knocked out.
But you know going into a 10-rounder that it may only be 3 or 4 for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Now, when you get knocked out, or even when you get hit on the head, they say that it could cause potentially some damage. Now, does that bother you?
Now you tell me. Where were you 10 years ago?
Do you remember the hardest you've ever been hit?
Yeah, I got, I've been hit quite a few times pretty hard, but one time specifically I was over in Africa fighting the #1 rated middleweight in the world. Hit me with a decent shot in the first round, nothing that bad, but I thought I'd take an 8 count in one knee, shake it off, and get back up and go a few more rounds. Now, while I was on one knee like this, he pushes the referee out of the way, winds up. The last thing I remember thinking is, this is really gonna hurt. I won't. I woke up about a half an hour later in the locker room.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And that's
it
when
gets pretty rough out there once in a while.
That's when it really hurts, is when you come to, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah, when you cut. It doesn't hurt getting knocked out. Coming to is when it hurts.
Yeah. You fight a lot of different weight classes. You fight a lot of different names. What are some of the names you fought under?
Well, you know, usually the names I fight under are people that I am mad at. I fight under their name, I get knocked out, and then I send them the clippings. It's a way to get even.
Now, they claim that they're tightening the rules of professional boxing, and everything is more stringently observed. Are you having more and more
very
trouble?
much so. My gig is up.
Really?
David. I really can't do what I've been doing for the last 10 years, and it's protecting some people from getting hurt. So I guess just because I can't make a living the way I've been doing it, you know, it's helping some people.
You've made a comfortable living, I guess?
Oh, yes, I've made a comfortable living.
And do you spend a lot of time training?
No, I don't train, David. No, I have a good reason for that. My reason is if I train, I'm going to be in shape to go more rounds. And if I go more rounds, I'm going to have to sustain more punishment. So, you know,
yeah, you don't want to do that.
Training can be a diminishing return.
Yeah, it can actually hurt you.
Right, it can hurt you to train, right?
Now you don't throw fights though, do you? Is that what?
Oh no, I've never taken a dive. It would be someone would be very stupid to approach me to take a dive, to pay me money to take a dive, because I am a quintessential opponent. If I can beat somebody, they ought to know about it. If their manager wants to know, so they won't waste any more money on the kid.
So you are a professional opponent. You are.
I am a professional opponent.
A valuable. You serve a valuable role in the boxing community.
Yes, I do, David.
Did you ever have ambitions to become a champion in any weight class?
No, David. I never aspired to be a world champion or even a contender for that matter. I just wanted to be an opponent, see the world, make some money, and have a good time.
So, you know, high schools maybe ought to have you come by for career night and counsel the kids if you're looking for a job. Do you have a fight coming up that we might look forward to seeing you on?
You know, right now I have something scheduled in Birmingham, Alabama, but it's in a couple months. Right now, due to the sophisticated computers,
They're catching up to you, aren't they?
Right, I can't fight 3 times a week like I used to. I have to really adhere by the rules.
Yeah, but you've had a good time so far.
Oh, I had a great time.
Yeah. Do you ever get to fight on TV?
Oh, I fought on many times I fought on cable, ESPN. Yeah. I fought on against Bobby Ches on ESPN a while back, and the very next night I was fighting in North Platte, Nebraska. And as I was walking into the ring, some fan yelled out, "Hey, I saw that bum get knocked out on TV last night." So I turned around and I says, No, that was the moose. I'm the mouse. You know, so you have to think on your feet, in and out of the ring.
Gee, it was a pleasure meeting you.
David,
Bruce,
really,
good luck to you.
Thanks
good luck to you, and come back and see us again. Bruce the Mouse Strauss, ladies and gentlemen, right here in whatever this is.